So as far as DWIs are concerned, I've handled probably thousands of them, and I've handled them from both sides of the aisle. I was the municipal prosecutor in Voorhees Township for about 5 years, back in the late 90s, and handled cases from the prosecution side. And of course, a defense attorney simultaneously with prosecuting, and now exclusively a defense attorney. So I've handled thousands of DWIs. And in fact, I just had one the other day that I think was an extraordinary result. It was a second offense DWI. And of course, the penalties for a second offense DWI is a 2-year loss of driving privileges and up to 90 days in prison. And in this particular case, because of the various factual issues, very unique factual issues in that case, and some mitigating factors that I was able to present, namely issues related to the time that the defendant operated the vehicle relative to the time that the police officer arrived at the scene. There was a motor vehicle accident here, and the young lady that was involved that I was representing wound up calling a towing company to come and tow her vehicle. Tow truck came out, put her car on a flatbed, and about 45 minutes transpired from the time of the accident. She had hit a sign, is what happened. She hit a sign, and the sign impaled her vehicle, so it rendered her vehicle disabled. And she called a towing agency. The towing agency came out, flatbedded her vehicle. About 45 minutes went by before the police arrived. And when the police arrived on the scene, of course, they smelled a strong odor of alcohol in her breath. They noted that she exhibited indicia of impairment or characteristics of intoxication, and she ultimately was arrested and brought into the station and given a breath test, and failed the breath test miserably, I might add. But because of the time of operation, and also an issue that I presented to the prosecutor about the possibility of her having consumed alcohol after she operated the vehicle, because remember, she was sitting out there with a tow truck operator for 45 minutes before the police arrived. And when the police got to the scene, they never checked her car for open bottles of alcohol. They never checked the surrounding area for open bottles of alcohol. So I made a suggestion to the prosecutor that she could have consumed alcohol after she operated the vehicle, and thus her breath reading would have been related to alcohol consumed after the operation of the motor vehicle, not before the operation of the motor vehicle. So that, coupled with the delay in time, was sufficient enough for me to get, again, an extraordinary result in that case.
And listening to that, what might have seemed like some to a lengthy explanation, but it's the details that count. It's the details that separate us from other lawyers. It's pulling apart the layers of the onion of that particular case,
Yes.
which led to that result, which another lawyer would have looked at and said, gee, what can I do for you, lady?